I am very nervous, yes.
I'm nervous too. I mean, we've had this thing, we've had it in the house for a few weeks now, and I can't say it hasn't been without events. So, as this was sitting up there, I can tell you that one of the things that I distinctly heard a few days after this arrived, I heard a voice say, "Let me out." Once it's out of the bag, or in this case the case, you can't put it back, I guess, right?
Nope.
Okay, let's take a look at it. In 3, 2, 1.
Are you here? Who's here with me? Show yourself. I know you're here. Am I reaching you? Can you hear me? Who's here with us?
We need to communicate. Bring it on in as close as you need to. Get ready to run. I got a little packing material in here. Can you see in there, babe? Can you
Oh,
see
yeah.
what's going down? Okay, first of all, there's this really, oh, there is a weird smell in there. Okay. Oh my. I want to catch her on fire. That would be sad. All right, there she is. Chained to this big rock. Solidly chained. Chained here. I had actually wondered about the consistency of these. I thought maybe these were plastic, but that is actually metal, which indicates that that is older. I mean, the ropes are obviously pretty old. The chain is pretty old. As you can see up here, there's a bolt in the head. I did some reading on that, and that's got a lot to do with voodoo and rituals like that. But again, obviously this was contained, and now I'm pretty sure on the back side there is a little prayer of some sort back here, and I was kind of curious about this because they showed it on the auction. It is not in English. Do you recognize that? Is that German?
No.
No, it's not German.
It looks like a
Latin, possibly? No.
It's like an Eastern European language of some sort.
Okay.
It looks like.
Okay.
I didn't get a great look at it, but that's what it looked like.
Let's lay that right in there. I'm handling her very gently. I mean, this is all hand all hand done. Poking and prodding, just curious as to what else might be there. I don't know how thoroughly they looked into it.
I just got like a sharp pain in the left side of my head.
Nice. I've still got chills, but I don't feel as uncomfortable as I thought I would, like actually physically touching it. I thought that I would feel a lot different. Is there somebody here with us? Can you speak to us? Are you in this doll? Are you a part of this doll? I think the whole thing was handmade.
Mm-hmm.
It's not been manufactured. This is yarn. It's amazing actually how clean the yarn is. It's very clean. There's some dirt on there, but we don't know how long she's been in this either. Now, things that that I noticed when it first came on board was I had a real impression that there was something male attached to this, and I thought that was kind of odd. I guess now I can tell my other little anecdote, and that is that I don't remember if it was night or morning even now, but I was sitting around and it was still in the box over there, and I heard the rock move and I heard the chains move while I was sitting over there, and I was like, I'm like, all right, well that was creepy. Again, this was kind of this moment where I'm like, was this a good decision or was this a bad decision? I mean, I'm assuming whatever's here is contained still by what is here, but I don't know. Let's pull this out and take a look. It's interesting because this is from a funeral home. This is somebody's death card, whatever you would call it.
Prayer card?
Prayer card? I don't know. I've gotten these at funerals before. But there's some interesting clues here. We've got a name and we've got some interesting things and some dates there, so that's kind of interesting. See, it makes me nervous taking those out of there because we're not ready to dive into this, a ton at this time. Right now, we just wanted to get it out of the box, get it over here, and get it seen. Now, again, when I saw this on the auction site, I'm like, well, I was curious as to if this crucified Jesus was plastic, because if it was plastic, it struck me as this isn't as old as we would think, but it is not. That is actually solid metal. So that's really cool. I do keep feeling like something's touching my head, for whatever that's worth. I just kind of wonder, like, what else might be here that maybe somebody missed. There does not seem to be a lot else. Here. Would you like to get your picture with her? Would you like to talk to her?
How do we know it's a her?
We don't.
That's right.
I already told you.
Maybe it can tell us its name and give us a clue.
That's what I would really like. That's what I was really hoping for. Because I really kind of feel like I don't want to name it. I want to know what its name is, what is attached, what's here.
Is its other arm missing?
No, it's there. It's just kind of really bound
Tucked
up
in.
tight. Yeah, I wondered the same thing, but it is there. Again, can you speak to us? Can you tell us what your name is? There was definitely a weird smell inside that box. That's one of the things that we should probably read the rest of the little notes here about Ed and opening this up. Let me cross over here.
Ed took it back to the shop and cut off the lock and found this old Raggedy Ann doll. She was wrapped in a chain, tethered to a rock, a nail in her head, with some Christian iconography inside. We don't know if the horrible stench that came from the box was from the animal feces in the loft or not, but the smell was enough to knock you over. We don't know if we've opened Pandora's box and let out some sinister spirit or spirits, but our hopes are that there have been so many items with haunted pasts passed through the shop, we're immune. So let's hope the same thing for us.
As in, we get visitors all the time when we go
yeah.
out and do things. And,
So maybe chill out a little.
Maybe. And like I said, it may still very well be contained by what's here with it. But again, the intent, like why the determination to contain it? I mean, it kind of sounds like the little old lady had some information about it, but I don't know that we'll ever be able to find out any more through her. So, again, we've got a few clues here, so we're going to be able to do a little bit of research and try to track some stuff down and maybe see if we can get some ideas of where and why this was located. So, and again, I find the bolt in the head, the big nail in the head, strikes me as unusual because it's definitely not, to my knowledge, any kind of a Christian practice, which everything else seems to, lead to, the thought that there's some Christian intent in containing this. And again, I've done some research, and that seems more associated with like voodoo, containment type. What was that?
I don't know.
It sounded like something walking on the tiles, but not. It sounded like an animal. It sounded like.
It sounded like clicking or something.
Yeah, it sounded like fingernails on the.
That's all still on.
It sounded like when a cat or a dog walks on the linoleum, the tile.
There's just a couple little taps. I don't see anything. I thought maybe it was like the camera shutting off or something,
I don't know.
but it's not.
Well, that was weird. Was that you? Did you, are you making some sounds around this? Are you doing some stuff? Can you speak to us? You smell that smell? That's like the inside of that box.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird smell. I'm not sure what I make of that. I'm pretty sure I heard you move while you were in the box upstairs. Can you move for us? I feel kind of dumb asking things of you. Obviously, you really probably don't want to be on display. And if you can hear me, you're probably not real happy to be all chained up. Then one of our next steps somewhere down the road will be we'll do some sessions with this, and we'll see what we get to come through. We'll get Stephanie to do an Estes session with it sitting on her lap. Right?
Yeah.
She's on board. You heard her. That was a verbal agreement. She's committed now, or she ought to be. I don't like the smell of that box. I don't know why. What does that smell like? I mean, the simple fact that they've chained it to the rock, it could indicate a couple things. One, it was getting around on its own. That's creepy. I kind of wondered if maybe they had planned on pitching this in a lake or something, and that would sink it, and it would go down to the bottom and just never be seen again, and then maybe it just got set aside, and that never happened. We'd really like it if you could tell us your name. It's really all I'm striving for right now. Can you tell us who you are? If that even fell to the side a little bit, we're probably both going to be booking towards the stairs over here.
I will be calling Brown for sure.
Call him Brown. Why did they lock you in that case? Why did they chain you up? Did you do something bad? Were you a human spirit? I mean, what must it take? How afraid would you have to be to try and confine even a human spirit or whatever to this doll? And to keep it locked in there, like, you had to be pretty scared to go to these extremes. I don't believe it would have been just a couple bumps in the night. I think that there had to be more to do with this.
Did somebody summon you into that doll? Did they purposely put you in that doll?
I am pretty excited to get some spirit box type stuff going and stuff with it. Is it possible for you to speak even though you're bound? Can you do things even though you're bound?
know the person that bound you? Do you know their name? Can you tell us?
The nice thing is, at least if it starts trying to walk around, at least we'll hear it. There ain't gonna be no stealth mode on this thing. Well, you seem pretty mellow and chill right now, but I guess that's what it would want anyway. Worm its way into our existence before it starts to manifest anything. See, this is where I like to make myself part of the experiment. I am part of the experiment, and I did have a distinct need to have this thing here, so I guess we're going to see. Stephanie's going to give me a bath in holy water after this is over. Right?
You know how you get holy water?
What?
You know how you get holy water?
How do you get holy water?
Boil the hell out of it.
Oh, nice. See, that's what I mean. We like to keep it a little lighthearted, even though we don't know what we're dealing with right here. This is a big, giant unknown. I already told Stephanie I think I will probably run the recorder with it overnight tonight, just in case we start hearing. I'm going to put it back in the box tonight. And
The recorder in the box.
I had thought about that. And just out of curiosity, because I'll be able to look at that on the WavePad and see if there's any kind of communication. But I'm going to be really interested to go over this and see if we actually got any responses just sitting here. So, this is a great time if there are people out there that maybe have some knowledge about these kind of things. This would be something great for you to comment on. We're always talking, subscribe and like and share, and you really help us out by doing all of that stuff. But this is another one of those cases where, we really feel like you guys are with us, and any input or information you could have into this, you may know more about, say that spike in the head. If you know a little bit more about that, we're going to be doing research and stuff. But if you know more about that, that would be wonderful if you could comment on this and give us your ideas or your thoughts on what we're dealing with here. So, and honestly, I have to say right up front, could it all just be fakery and a hoax? It's always a possibility, but I think looking at this, just the amount of effort that someone went to and the antiquity of it all, I don't buy into it. The fact that it's a Raggedy Ann doll is the one thing that makes me like, okay, that's kind of weird, Annabelle, Raggedy Ann, and this Raggedy Ann. I said this could be that maybe this is Annabelle's long lost sister. What then? I do believe that the intent was to keep something in and something contained. that prayer card. It'll be interesting to research that a little bit. And at least we have a general idea of the location it came from. We may have to plan a trip. We might have to go looking for the area. Take her back home. Boy, wouldn't they shit. That'd be a homecoming and a half, huh?
If we just left it on their porch or something.
That poor old lady, it'll be the death of her right there. She'd be like, I've got goosebumps again right now, just sitting here, I don't know. That's Stephanie, and I'm Daniel. Might as well introduce ourselves. You'll be hanging out with us. I'm not picking up on much. I'm not ever saying I'm psychic and stuff, but I do pick up on vibes and stuff. I'm not picking up on much, but there's definitely like a chill or energy in the air that I keep periodically feeling. You picking up on anything at all, or no? No. I think it's quiet right now. But you have to wonder if it's out of the box for a while. And the simple fact that we're putting this out here, which means everybody's focus on it is going to put more energy into it. I mean, as long as it was boxed up, not in anyone's thoughts, it didn't have a lot of energy. So this could be an instance where the more this is out, the more we interact with it, the more it's going to feed and drain energy. I was actually kind of curious as to if it would do any battery drain or anything. Well, I will say that I'm pleased to have you here. I hope that we can communicate and maybe find out more about each other. It just sounds like clicking on the tile to me. It sounds like when a cat walks into the room.
See, and to me, it sounds like when the camera shuts down and the shutter,
Yeah.
the cover goes over the shutter. But that's not happening.
Hopefully we caught that on the audio. I mean, it seems to be coming over by the camcorder, so hopefully we caught that. So like I was saying, we can, get to know things about each other. And maybe you can give us some answers to the questions we have about the afterlife, about what a ghost really is, spirit. Does that sound good to you? It's gotta beat sitting in a box in a barn getting shit on by animals. All right. I'm going to give this camera to Steph, and I'm going to put her back in the box. And then we'll get ready to wrap up. If you communicated with us, we thank you very much. feels almost heavy for its size even. That is really, really heavy. Make sure you're at least as comfortable as I can make you in there. Make sure I'm not on fire. Have you ever heard about burning fat? There you go. All right. We thank you for coming. I wonder if it's this door.
No. Is it the camera doing something?
I don't know what it's.
It is. I can
It
hear
is.
it. But what is it doing?
It's trying to switch between night shot and a regular shot. I've never seen that before.
No, that's weird. But I knew it sounded like something with the camera. Like.
All right, so our camera's making weird noises over there. Anyway, we're gonna say goodnight to you, young raggedy doll. All right, so you saw it here. You saw what's in that box. We keep getting distracted because we keep hearing weird noises and we're all kind of on edge right now. So you saw what's in there. What would you like to see next? Like I said, I would like to do some sessions with it, and maybe even some Estes sessions where we try to communicate and maybe try and find a name. And again, anybody that has any info on what or why a doll like this would be bound and locked away, and any stories you might have and stuff, send them in to us. Write to us and let us know. We'd love to share your stories if you want, or at least we can have more material to talk about as far as this thing. So
Also, if you picked up on anything while watching, leave us a comment, let us know, and we can kind of go back and maybe investigate a little bit further. You know, we
Right.
rely on you guys to pick up on things that we may not.
yes,
So, you know, it's a collaborative effort between all of us
Yeah.
to get some answers.
So, but I feel like we've got a new, I don't want to call it a tool, but a new vessel maybe to help us communicate with the other side, for better or for worse. Kind of like getting married. But anyway, that's our tale for tonight of the scary Raggedy Ann doll that we now have in our possession. And with that, I guess we're gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna say keep it real spooky. Don't turn the lights off when you got a Raggedy Ann doll in your room like that. So might be sleeping with the lights on. So we're gonna see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.